What's up, everyone? We need to talk about, well, there's this thing that hurts on your backside when you don't take care of your electrolytes. And I want to go more into problems that you have with your electrolytes when you don't balance them, drink enough water, and that would be the problem is with your kidneys. That's one of the things that goes freaking haywire. It's one of the worst problems that people have when they're doing keto or carnivore, my people. Even on standard American diet, when people become chronically dehydrated and they fast or they eat too much protein, they start having problems with their kidneys. So I want to go more into the kidney filtration rate, what it is, why people have problems with their kidneys on low-carb ketogenic diets. And don't forget to say hello. I see people are joining the live, but no one is. I want to make sure that the chat is working. There it goes. Awesome. Okay, now we're ready to go. Let's get it. Okay. So it's called the globular filtration rate. That's the GFR. And hola. And a lot of you guys develop really poor functioning kidneys on keto, carnivore, sometimes low carb, high fat, and even American diet, but definitely keto and carnivore. And the reason why that happens on those diets specifically is because you cut out all the carbohydrates. And when you consume, what's up, Nikki? When you consume carbohydrates, your body holds on to water within the cells. And so now you don't have as much chronic dehydration. So for every 1 gram that you eat of carbs, yes, it's hi Thunder, Luca, and Lulu. They're outside. They're right there. They're eating. You can see them. There's Lulu, the donkey, and then the little mini horse. Right there. There they are. Thank you. Let's get back here. Oops. Okay. But I really wanted to go into the thing that really goes wrong with the kidneys and why, so people could have like a tattoo memory of how important it is to stay hydrated while doing these types of diets. Now, the problem is that you cut out your carbs, and when you cut out those carbs, you drop a lot of water via your kidneys. And you should have a really good filtration rate of 90 and higher, even higher than 100. And then you're going to have like really nice, fabulous. Now, here on my computer, it's saying that if you're having kidney disease, if you are under 60, now I've known this for a long time, and the range is between 20 and 60. Normal would be considered anything higher than 60 and 120. Hola. A lot of you guys who are doing these diets will drop your kidney filtration rate down to 60. Some people have it even at 40, and they find out when they have back pain. Then you've hit some big problems. Yes. So I'm going to just read a little bit about the kidneys. Basically, your kidneys are removing waste and byproducts from proteins, uric acid and purines. They're working as your filtration system. They're so important, these kidneys, and they get really agitated when you guys don't balance your electrolytes on these low carb diets. So they remove waste and extra fluid from the body. That's why when you drop your carbs, you're going to start peeing a lot of water out via the kidneys. They also remove acid, and that is produced by the cells in your body to maintain a healthy balance of salts and minerals such as sodium, calcium, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, water. Oh, they also release hormones that regulate your blood pressure, produce active form of vitamin D that promotes whatever, healthy bones and such. Okay. So when you're having problems with your kidneys, if you start getting your kidneys down to 40, you're going to start to feel constantly dehydrated. You're going to feel fatigued. Yes. Nausea, definitely nausea, and heart palpitations. You're taking notes. Oh, that's good. Fasting Chronicles. A lot of people just don't watch their health. They just don't pay attention. It's like people will drop down their carbohydrates. They'll do carnivore, for example, and they'll start eating a lot of protein. And now we have a dumping of all this water via the kidneys, a lot of protein, and those byproducts of protein from meats are getting trapped within the kidneys. And you don't have enough fluid to filtrate those waste products out. So the actual filtration rate of fluid and being able to filter out things goes down exponentially. And that's when you start to feel these like really weird symptoms. Now back pain is the quite obvious part of it. They will feel sore and your kidneys sit above your they're sitting on your lower back near your adrenals. So right about here is the kidneys. I definitely get pain in my kidney area, but I also have back problems, so it's hard to tell what the pain is. Typically, you can have it on one side, pain from having issues with your kidneys from chronic dehydration. You can have it on one side, or you can have it on both sides. So it's a distinct sensation. I've had my GFR lowered when I started keto, not minding my electrolytes and not realizing how important it was to balance them. And so, like, out of nowhere, if you follow my trail of videos, all of a sudden I just start talking about it. Well, that's because that happened to me. And then on top of that, if you guys are eating a lot of spinach for potassium, that exacerbates the problem, right? Because you're dumping a lot of oxalate crystals in kidneys that aren't filtrating enough fluid. The water fluid's just jacked. Are there other ways to tell your kidneys are decreasing in function? Um, I mean, you want to look at your urine to see if it's like a palish yellow color. Is it really dark? That's another sign of having kidney issues. But like I said, um, it's pretty evident when you're having like heart palps, when you're having back pain, lower back pain in that kidney area specifically. When you're dehydrated, when your urine is really dark, these are really obvious signs. Nausea, these are really distinct symptoms. So pay attention to them if you've never experienced these types of symptoms before, and then you do a ketogenic diet or a carnivore diet, and then you get dumb saying, oh, you can't do keto or carnivore because it damages your body. Well, no, it doesn't damage your body. What damages your body is not realizing how much fluid you're losing, and then how much you must balance your minerals to balance your electrolytes, your fluid balance in the body. That's the problem. People will pee a lot, they won't drink a lot, you'll start losing a lot of water when you drop out your carbohydrates. So they also help with your red blood cell production. Obviously, removal of excess fluid and waste. And I mean, I don't know how many clients I've worked with that have had these the problems with their kidneys. Be very, very careful also when you're deciding to fast or do one meal a day, do the OMAD, because again, these are the problems that people have when they're trying to do keto or carnivore and they're doing OMAD. Again, you're going to damage your kidneys. You're going to lower your GFR. It's not when, it's not if, it's when, if you don't balance your minerals. The Fasting Chronicles is asking how much water you drink. You drink about 2 liters or a little bit more. You can drink 2 to 2.5 liters of water a day, but you must, people, sip. You have to take sips throughout the day because it takes about 45 minutes for the body to start to hydrate. And by then, you're already still losing fluid. It's the summertime, you're sweating, It's really, really bad to just try to become hydrated by just taking like half a gallon and starting to drink it. That is not the way. You're overwhelming the system. Start sipping, let it go down. Wait, then sip again. Wait, let it go down. That's how you hydrate the cells. You don't hydrate it by just chugging water down. Doesn't work that way. And it takes time for the water to reach the cells. Are there other ways to tell that your kidneys are decreasing in function? So I think those that I mentioned, the chronic dehydration symptoms, like like feeling really dehydrated in the mouth, where you've got like bubbles and white foamy bubbles in the back corners of your mouth. If you've got bubbly pee, really foamy, that's like a loss of protein. The kidney pain, the heart palps, the nausea, these are really, really obvious symptoms. But the most prevalent is the pain. That is like bar none. And let's talk about the electrolytes and how to balance your electrolytes. And that is by getting at least a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of salt a day. Now you can do the Himalayan, or you can do the Redmond's real salt from the lake beds. You can do the Celtic or Celtic salt. Basically, get a measure or get a scale and look to see how much salt a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half looks like eyeball measure. And then from there, from that point on, make sure you get that also throughout the day and not all in one meal. Yes. You also want to get your potassium. People are asking me how much potassium. If you're taking potassium citrate, you're going to take about 400 milligrams of potassium, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. Make sure that you're drinking water, because here's the problem. Here's the quagmire. We need potassium to balance our electrolytes, but if you have a sensitivity to food and you choose to do a supplemental potassium, they can damage your kidneys, or they can agitate them if you're already having a decreased GFR, which is the kidney filtration rate. It's a mess. You really have to start paying better attention to your body. You also have to, so sodium potassium they have to be balanced like this. One goes in the cell, the other one shoots out, then it goes in, then it goes out, and it goes like this. And this is the pump of in and out of the cell of sodium potassium. And when you don't get the right amounts, you start having issues with your hydration, and also heart palps and not getting enough oxygen to the heart, which is not good over time. They're benign, but still not good. Also, you need magnesium, so at least 400 milligrams of magnesium, from glycinate a day. You can divide it up, or you can take it all in the evening. But if you want to just use avocado, if you're doing like a small one, it's too small, you need to do 2 of them. But if you're doing a medium Haas size avocado, that will suffice. Also, the big ones will suffice in enough potassium. Forget what you see online with 4,700 milligrams. Nobody's going to get that from food. It's not going to happen. The amount of food that you'd have to eat to get 4,700 is illogical. That's the reason why I was like, don't even bother with that. I see that people are doing really, really well between 400 to 800 milligrams of potassium a day. And that can come from the meat itself, from broth itself, not bone broth, but meat broth, from oyster extract, salmon roe. Cruciferous vegetables have it, but not a lot. They have like 70 grams, whereas you're going to get more in the hundreds with like oysters or with avocado. Yes, sir. Help, and don't use the coconut water. That's just too much sugar. It defeats the purpose of trying to be ketotic. Help last night. Hold on. I woke up nauseous, sweating, and had a heart rate of 98, normal BP, blood pressure. I checked blood pressure, was 74. Your blood pressure was 74? You're systolic? What happened to my heart rate was good? You mean your heart rate was 74? You said your blood rate. Let me check my sugar. Oh, your sugars were 74. What happened? I thought my heart was going to stop. No. It's not going to stop. It feels that, but it's not going to stop. You're not dangerous. It's not dangerous at that point. You probably, there's a couple of things that can make your heart rate go up. Number one, it's histamine, and number two, it's not balancing your electrolytes. Yeah, you could be experiencing a severe electrolyte problem between sodium, potassium, water, and magnesium. Um, so again, when you have low potassium or even magnesium, you will feel nauseous. You can start sweating. Your heart rate will increase. I'm telling you, that's why I'm doing this video on electrolytes. Well, also, that's not only the reason, but also, you guys, I am sponsored by a company called Let's Get Checked. And they came up to me 2 years ago, and it took me 2 years later to say, yes, let's go for it. So you guys know I'm very careful who I choose for affiliate programs. They have a GFR test, and I recommend it for everybody who does low carb. Do you hear me? Everybody. Because even I suffered a lower GFR from doing carnivore early on. I mean, keto early on, not carnivore. Keto early on. So keto or carnivore, when you drop out those carbs, you really risk lowering your GFR. So it's really great to go and check it, to then know where it's at, to know then the next strategy on how to get yourself incredibly balanced with your hydration. So my affiliate code is all caps, Stephanie with a PH 30. Stephanie 30. I think I can type it here. Oh, I'll do it later. I don't want to screw up the chat. I'll do it later. But let me see. Yes. So the company's called Let's Get Checked. When I'm done, I'll put it in the show notes below. And then they've got a test called a GFR, which is the Globular? I think it's Globular. Hold on. So I say it right. It is Globular Filtration Rate, GFR. Because you can damage your kidneys over time. You have to be careful. If you go years and years and years of doing OMAD and eating too much protein, not balancing your electrolytes. And it happens to a lot of people. You know, I coached Carnivore Yogi at some point, and she had her GFR lowered for that same reason. So many people this happens to. It's just that not that many people will be honest and tell you, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to start answering some of you guys' questions. Nikki, she's like, hit the button already! And don't forget to like up this stream, guys, because not that many people find my channel. Okay, how do I start keto if I have slow thyroid, meaning hypothyroid? I would definitely eat like you have hypoglycemia, which is to eat every 3 hours. 3 main meals and 3 snacks, primarily a fat or fatty protein, like a pork belly or something just really fatty, like ground up beef, really fatty, as a snack in between, but small amounts, because we don't want to overdo our total protein for the day, which is why I prefer meats that dominate in fat, like pork belly is really great for those who still eat pork. Or just fat itself, just straight in the gullet, or have a fatty tea and add fat to it, or broth, like a stock, like a meat stock, and then add fat to it as a snack in between. And you can do that in between, so mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and dare I say, after dinner, something to keep your blood sugar incredibly stable. And chew your food slow like a freaking turtle, because when you've got leaky gut and you've got thyroid issues and you're throwing down, and don't eat too much protein, and you're throwing food down your gullet and you're not digesting properly. Speaking of property, I'm going to do an announcement on my property. Okay. Let's see here. Just sending a quick hello from Tasmania, Australia. Ah, thank you. Got lucky and caught you're live. Must be very early in the morning where you are at. First fruit. First fruit. I hope your fruit's only like olives and avocados. maybe some tomato meat without the seeds and skin, and some thick coconut cream. Steph, what do you do when feeling like you have anxiety? Number one, really, 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 really watch what you eat, because that vagus or vagus nerve from the head all the way down to your small intestine, that when you're having a histamine response, you can feel anxious. You can have a fight or flight reaction where your heart's like that person saying, oh, my heart was beating. I felt like I was nauseous. So when you're going through anxiety, balance your blood sugar. Either start on low carb, high fat, and then graduate yourself down to keto, or dare I say, high fat, ketotic, carnivore. But um, a lot of people are having anxiety because they don't keto adapt, they don't eat enough fat, and now they're dropping their serotonin and melatonin levels like this, not being able to sleep on keto or carnivore, feeling a sense of depression because the fats are so low, because all these dum-dums are saying that fat's bad for you and has cholesterol and it makes you fat, like just all like romper room, like Sesame Street freaking science. So don't listen to that. Sorry, it's Faith. Oh, it says fruit. I'll let them take my gallbladder. What? I'll let them take. Oh, I'll let them take my gallbladder 20. Oh, you let them, not I'll. You let them. Yeah, a lot of people don't know any better because surgeons like to go and just remove body parts because they make. Yep. Best coconut cream brand without additives. I know there's a few. I think the 365 brand does. Oh no, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it has. It is very difficult to get coconut cream without gargum. You know, you're just gonna have to put up with it if you want it. Is canned okay? I mean, most of it comes in can. How do I get my sodium, potassium, magnesium in the right ratio? I really am struggling with that. Oh, I just kind of explained, right? I said a medium to a large Hass avocado. There's your potassium. A teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt. There's your salt. 400 to 600 milligrams of magnesium. There it is. 2 liters to 2.5 liters of water a day. There it is. It's that simple. It's just about doing it every day. That's what people aren't doing, or are not. I think Trader Joe's has a good coconut cream, but it probably has some gargum in it. Just make sure it doesn't have any carrageenans in it. If it doesn't have any thickeners like carrageenan, you're good to go. Yeah, well, people are deceiving, right? When women have endometriosis, or um they'll have fibroids, the doctors will just want to take out your uterus. I'm like, no. When you have gallbladder pain, they're like, oh, we could take it out. Listen, people who are doing this for the first time and find themselves having pain from their gallbladder, which is right here, sitting under the liver, do not let them take your gallbladder out unless it's infected. And most of the time, 99% of the time, the gallbladder is not infected. So you can actually clear out the sludge, drop stones without surgery. Very excited to be on live here from H-Town, Texas. Oh, cool. Is that Houston? We'll miss you when you move. I know, I'm sorry, but like it finally cooled off tonight in Texas. But in the day, I was like, I was chopping manually doveweed down because I don't want my horse to eat it. I don't want him to get sick again. And I was just sweating. You can see this. I was just sweating, sweating, sweating. And then when you're sweating a lot, when you do these low carb diets, you literally can feel the dehydration go like this. It is the only caveat that I think is very difficult about being on a keto or carnivore diet. It's not the thyroid, because the thyroid's very easy to balance. You can actually help fix your thyroid. You can actually help um, improve your kidney function exponentially, especially with people with kidney disease, if they finally try to be ketotic while doing a keto or carnivore diet. You can be carnivore, just make it a ketogenic version of carnivore, super high fat, moderate to low protein, especially when you first start the diet, so the kidneys can get a nice break. Are you worried about food shortages? It's going to be hard to still have access to keto friendly foods. Let me tell you right now, I'm going to answer this question. Okay. I just put in an offer on 9 acres near Mennonites and the Amish who have and tons of ranches around me. The problem with food shortages, I do not believe, is going to be in the small towns in the country. It's going to be the suburbs and cities. So no, I'm going to be awesome. I'm going to have eggs. I'm going to do canning. I'm going to have chickens. I decided. I'm going to have a little chicken coop. Have some chickens, fresh eggs all the time. So you have to make sure that your gut wall integrity is nice and strong, because the whites of eggs are very allergenic. People don't know this. They're very high histamine latent. Yes. So I'm going to be eating eggs if there are shortages, and I'm going to get a huge freezer, and I'm going to get a quarter pig, quarter cow, and a bunch of chickens. There's a couple of fresh pastured chicken place farms around. No, I feel good. When you live in the country, and people help each other out too. Lord have mercy. I'm on a cattle ranch right now. The person who owns this ranch will never let me go. He would literally go and process the cow and put it in his truck and drive it to me if I was going hungry. He would never allow that to happen. So no, I feel sorry for those who live in cities and suburbs, but no, that's the reason why, you guys know, for the last year that for those who just came to my channel, don't know, I left California, and I was really, really concerned about these days. And I left and I came to Texas because I thought this would be a great opportunity to be in a place where people love where they live. And I stayed on a bunch of cattle ranches, so it was very interesting to see how the ranches work. Um, and now I'm moving to Tennessee, and so now I feel amazing. I'm gonna have some good food. I'm gonna have my own little farm. I mean, my own little garden. But then I can get fresh produce, and I'm gonna have all fresh pastured meat. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness, yes. If I don't eat enough fat, I wake up at this atrocious hour. Oh, at 2 a.m. currently almost. And that Elizabeth is saying that she wakes up like horribly at 2 a.m. because she's going through hypoglycemia, most likely. Yeah. So she's trying to get enough fat in to be ketotic, which is what we want. Dude, I did carnivore with high protein and gained 13 pounds. Now I know to lower protein is the way to go. How much veggies a day should I eat in grams? You could eat about a cup, which is about, I mean, grams in weight, because grams in the plant is different per plant. Legit. So we can only use weight. It doesn't work one for one like it does with fat. Fat's like 14 grams, and weight is 14 grams of fat. It doesn't work that way with meat and also vegetables. So I would say in grams in weight, I would say about uh, 80 to 100 grams, not over 100, but like around 80, 85 grams a day, which is about a cup. How much avo per meal, not to trigger histamine? It depends. I don't know how bad your histamine is to avocado. I mean, you can start off with a couple tablespoons and then work your way up to a quarter, and then to a half, and then to a whole. But if you do it slowly and allow the gut wall to heal, you will. And I've had, not a lot, but I've had a few clients be able to heal their gut wall through titrating slowly their avocado. Gallon gum. Okay, I don't even know what that is, Plum. I'm sorry. Tennessee is beautiful. I did a lot of math on why Tennessee. Like, I have horses now, right? I had one. First I had none. Then I had one. Now I have three. Or two horses and a donkey. And that is because there's going to be pastured grass. Like, it's dry out there right now. Like, there ain't nothing to eat. Look at that. Look how dry that is. They're starving for grass. So there's no grass problem. There's tons of water, so there's going to be no water shortages there in Tennessee. The water table's like really good. And it's got beautiful rolling hills and farms, and I'm really excited about it. The place I got is the most beautiful place. I keep saying that I'm going to do a post on it. I'm going to do it tomorrow, of what this land looks like. It is just, every time I show somebody, like, oh my God, that's so pretty. And I'm like, I know. I was surprised that nobody bought it before me, but I think it was priced too high from the beginning. Stephanie, have you gone through menopause yet or not? I'm going through it right now. Yep, it's starting for Stephanie. But I have my menstrual cycle getting weird without losing anything. Nothing. Nothing. It's all about protecting your adrenal glands. That's a whole nother subject off of which is near the kidneys. Raise your own cows when you are already. I know. I'm one of those idiots that would I can't do it. I can't raise the cows because I would then take care of the cows and then love the cows. And you don't want to love something, you don't want to eat something you love. I can't do it. It's got to be a neighbor. It can't be me. I am not going to raise cattle. It's only 9 acres. That's mm-mm. Like this place. There's cattle, but there's 30 acres. Like, and the owner will not name them. There's 3 babies out there, and he will not get close to them because they're food. How am I gonna not know my cows? Like, I can't. I was raised in city life, so I'm brainwashed. I'm trying to get it out. It's the emotional imprint that's left over, not the psychological mind understands. How did you learn all of this stuff? It's really cool. I want to learn as much as you. Help educate my family and friends. It started off with my mother developing a glioblastoma, which is the most aggressive brain tumor, and I just started researching. Then I found keto. Well, no, I knew about keto, but then I applied keto, and then from there, and they kept saying my mom got MRIs I think it was every 2 months, and then it went to 6 months, and then they finally stopped. But I would just sit there and Google everything about the body, and I wasn't just trying to learn about diet, like, ooh, Stephanie's making keto donuts. Like, it wasn't about that. It was literally legit trying to stop cancer in her. And so that's how I became so focused on the body systems and learning about them. And then I've learned so much through my clients. I've had thousands of clients over the years. And instead of going to an institution thank you, Suzette. Thank you for the donation at the super chat. Instead of trying to just read some ridiculous study, we know studies now are just a bunch of garbage. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. And it's who's funding them, and they're, companies fund and they like fudge things. So it's really great to learn from people, right? Like, I went through back pain, and then other clients go through back pain. Well, what is that? Oh, it's your kidneys. Oh, well, what happens to your kidneys? Well, what do your kidneys do? And then it's quite evident what the problem is. So that is the reason why me partnering up with this company makes sense, because I'm not selling like a keto shake. It's actually like, they also do a bunch of other stuff, but I'm going to do videos for everything, like the thyroid, reproductive hormonal sex panel. And I think that would be another video about me going through perimenopause now at 54, going on 55, and I'm cool with it. Like, yo, the body has not changed, right? The body is good. So, even though my hormones are starting to act up and the period's inconsistent and the ovulation is not happening, my body hasn't changed, and I'm full natty. Okay. Okay, I wish I knew about keto before I lost my mom to cancer. Yeah. It's keep up the great work. Thank you, the Fasting Chronicles. Thank you for donating to Super Chat. Yeah, I'm trying. It was so easy for me before to learn about stuff when I didn't have Thunder. I mean, I would just lock myself in my apartment and just learn. And then my consultations are so intimate in the context of really talking to people, like really talking to them. Everything's custom. I don't sit there and, oh, well, here's your custom meal plan, and then, or your life plan, and just use cookie cutter. It's like to that person, to that T. I'd love to know more about dealing with menopause. I'm 45 years old. Okay, well, first, Faith, I don't know if you're going through it, number one. You have to protect the adrenal system because that's what's going to help regulate the ovaries. The communication between the ovaries and the adrenal system is very important. And then you've got the whole adrenal system, which is also connected to cortisol, and too much cortisol can rob from pregnenolone and then also DHEA and then start messing with your hormones. And that's why a lot of women go through all of these horrible menopausal or premenopause symptoms way too early, or when they go through them, they go through like depression and vaginal dryness, and they lose testosterone. Their sex drive goes down. I mean, mine hasn't gone nowhere. It's like right there. I'm just saying. Awesome story. Okay, cool. What vegetables and fruits are okay to eat a lot of? Okay, so I would say the cruciferous type, and nothing's a lot of, so everything's in moderation in terms of food. So it's the broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, asparagus, Brussels sprouts. Green beans are not a cruciferous. We can have a little bit of that. If you don't have a candida overgrowth, you might do a little bit of mushroom. You can do a little bit of zucchini, a little bit of celery, cucumber. Tomatoes are nightshades. A lot of people with thyroid issues underlying that they're not aware of. Jami says, um, booking a consultation after blood work on the 5th, testing, retesting thyroid hormones, the whole nine. Is there a specific marker you should find helpful? Um, well, with thyroid testing, I kind of like 2 tests in a row. It's good to know that I mean, it's good to get a nice full panel, more so just to see what your panel is. Also, your A1C, if you can get your insulin checked, that'd be like, oh, A1C, I mean, insulin would be just awesome. A1C insulin is insulin. A1C, no, A1C, sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. You want to get your insulin checked. If you can get your insulin checked, that is a difficult test. They don't like to order it. A1C does A1C, that's really easy, but I'd say A1C, I would do insulin, and I think I asked Let's Get Checked if they do insulin. They don't. I'm like, gotta get on that. They do A1C though. And this company is, you do testing by self. It's like a prick. It's self-testing. And then you send it back to them, and I think they said 3 to 5 days, and then it gets sent back to you the results. And then with that, it's easier to go, okay, well, we can here's a strategy for this, here's a strategy for that. If you're having like reproductive hormonal systems, it'd be really nice to know. A lot of women, I don't think they're ovulating. They're like, yes, I'm ovulating, and I'm like, go get it checked, because I don't think you are. What wait, eating a cup of vegetables with 1 avocado is too much? No, I didn't say that. I never said that was too much. That's just fine if you don't have a histamine response. Like 1 time a day. Uh, some say they are reversing their menopause with NAD. Nah, it just doesn't work that way. That's not true. You don't reverse menopause. At some point, the body's got to take a rest. You might be able to reverse the severity of the symptoms, but you're not going to go and eat garbage and eat 1 meal a day and stress out and have high levels of cortisol and not sleep and use NAD, and it's not going to work. Just don't listen to people online. They're just so full of shite sometimes. Just be very careful what you hear. Thank you, Steph. Because of you, my cervical mucus has increased during my fertile window. Oh, that's awesome. That's what we want. We want to be fertile. Nice sex hormonal balance. Fertile window. So happy to see how things are going back to normal. Don't fast. Yes, so Nikki is really telling you guys don't fast. Her body's getting back together. It's rebalancing, and I love how well you're doing now, Nikki. I love that. Love. Fast at one point made me lose all my cervical mucus. And people be like, what's wrong with fasting? I mean, you experience autophagy. Like, no, you don't. Who told you that? They can't even measure it, so they're just pulling stuff out of the bung. Hey, Stephanie, I recently found your channel and love your content. I started eating more beef and eggs, and my allergies have gone. I'm surprised that your allergies have gone with eggs, but that's cool. And no more eczema, flare-ups. My skin is clearer, and I feel so much better. Yes, and here in this chat, I'm getting people who've had their bodies improve based on the fact that I have yacked my head off for so many years, done a lot of research, and worked with so many people. So I'm really glad that all of this time and energy that I put into it is actually helping people. That's why I say when I do consultations, I feel really solid, and I have not. I'm like I've got no, like every consultation, it's a win. Like you hit it out of the park because I love people. And you got to talk to people. You can't just sit there and be fake and nod your head and give some fake antidotes and fake solutions. You've actually got to find out what that person's actually experiencing. Let's see here. Some say they were okay. Read that. How can I shred the fat I gain from doing high? What is it? Too much. Too high protein on carnivore. I gained 13 pounds. Okay, so there's no like distinct recipe to lose fat. It's your hormones. Okay, go get a glucometer. Test your blood sugar. If you can go and get your even your A1C. If you don't want to go, like I said, let's get checked. Does a A1C test. If you know what's going on with your blood sugar, and you know what's going on with your reproductive hormones, you can immediately find out why you're gaining weight. It's pretty simple. It's very, every once in a while I'll be like, we can't figure it out. Like all the markers look fantastic, but somehow people are still having issues with their metabolism or with their energy. But if your blood sugar is high, you're not going to lose weight. If your A1C is high, you're not going to lose weight. You're not. It takes work. Got to work on the body. If a person has swollen lymph nodes, is it good to consume high fats? Yeah. Why would fat has no problem with the lymph nodes? Or should they wait for the lumps to clear up to start keto? Now cortisol could be a problem, you know, but fat is not the problem. That's something that would be for a consultation. My doctor prescribed a statin. Oh, LaShonda, you poor girl. Yeah, they love putting people on statins. Prescribed statins for 4 months and then stopped taking it, reduced my cholesterol. Side effects of my belly fat has reduced a lot after what? Something sleep? What causes this? What? I don't get the question. Wait. My doctor prescribed a statin, which is poison, for taking 4 months, and then I guess you took it for 4 months and then stopped taking it to reduce your cholesterol, huh? The side effect, you're missing a couple words in there. You're saying that your side effect was that my belly fat has reduced. I'm sorry. I'm confused. If somebody gets her comment, please translate. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I want to help. I do. I want to introduce some carbs back into my diet after 2 years strict carnivore. Kind of nervous. What about yams? Why don't you go to keto first? Don't go straight to a bunch of carbs. Why are you missing going to keto omnivore? Start with plants first before you want to go back to low carb, high fat. No, and if you did do low carb, high fat, it would be sweet potatoes, it would be parsnip, it would not be honey. Please don't do honey. That's just fructose. That'll jack you up. Seriously. No white potatoes, no red potatoes, no brown potatoes, maybe a little bit of sweet potato, jasmine, rice, things of this nature if you wanted to go straight back to carbs. Severe leg cramps. Oh, are you trying to do balance your electrolytes, honey chow? Perhaps doing carnivore for 2 years did not fix the leaky gut and create a diamine oxidase issue because if you're balancing your electrolytes, you should not have severe leg cramps on carnivore if you're doing everything the right way. What? Okay, let me see. No, okay. Would digestives bitter like gentian or other bitter herbs, I guess like nettle, be helpful improving digestion? People have asked that. You can try. I haven't had anybody have like great success on using bitters, but they could be good with, let's say, lipase or protease, chewing your food very, very slowly, using potentially butane HCl for the short term for digestion. What's up, Solo Priest? What is up? Can you talk about healing melasma? Last year, my melasma was bad. I was in the sun a ton. Okay, number one, there's a reason why I always wear baseball caps. It's like a tick now, right? There's a reason why my shoulders are brown and my face is not. That means I don't allow the sun to get on my face for melasma to come back. Now, I don't know if my melasma would come back because I haven't even tried, right? And I had the worst case of melasma. It was bad. It was bad. I still have a little bit left on the forehead. It's a little discolored, but it was the worst right here. It looked like two chocolate baboon squirts, Hershey squirts on my cheek. Right there, there. It was, and they were dark. It was weird. I got rid of that. I used retinol 5%. That stuff worked with me very well. How long should we supplement with butane HCl? Just like one. And maybe some people have a histamine response to it because of what it's made out of. Which it's made out of the whole of rice, I think. But no, typically butane HCl is not dangerous. You only need to do 1 month's worth, which I think is just like one bottle. That's how they do it, like 1 to 3 months, but like 1 month and then be done. And start off with half a capsule if you want to use it, and start partially through the meal because it's pretty harsh on the stomach. So eat it with food. Don't start before like the directions say. I don't know why those directions are stupid. How long should we supplement butane HCl for? Or just one month. Okay, guys, I better go. It's getting dark, and the little ones are. I close them up in the pen so the cows can't get in and steal their food. And Thunder is out there. He's out there. The little babies go over there, and then Thunder gets to go out there in the main common area because the little ones are like they're like little kids. They're brats to him. Like he's like a grown man, and they're like little kids, and they go around and they play fight all day long, and he just looks at them like, "Can you guys please stop doing that? You're really annoying." So I gotta let them all, do their thing and all of that. Yeah, I'm definitely doing something wrong. LOL, work out a lot and miss the pumps I used to get when I was on carbs. Now, when I work out, I mean, it's electrolytes. If you want the pump in the muscle, right, you have to balance those electrolytes. The reason why a lot of people are flat while doing keto or carnivore is because they don't balance their electrolytes or eating one meal a day. That whole thing I keep saying. You don't need carbs to get a pump. You don't need carbs to get strong. You don't need that carbs for any of that. I haven't needed carbs for any of my workouts. Never one. Mm-mm. If you're having problems with hydration and cramps and muscle cramps and heart palps, then it can be advantageous if you don't have a gallbladder problem, if you don't have hypoglycemia, then that would be the only reason why I'd want to add carbs back in for any reason, is to balance the electrolytes for those who just aren't doing a good job. How would I go about lowering my blood sugar if it's about 99 when fasting, like 110 after eating again? You are probably having some histamine reactions to the foods. You probably are eating too much in one meal, and you're not sleeping well. You might be going to bed too late. You're not balancing your electrolytes. There's a lot. I have not spoken to you, so how can I tell you what to do if that's where a consultation might come into play. So I do consultations, you guys. Otherwise, I'm throwing darts in the dark. Can't wait for another keto workout video. Fasting card. I know. I was gonna do it today, but they said it was gonna hail here with rain and storm. So I wanted to get back before my new truck that I restored myself mostly. Got a bunch of things in it, and so I did a workout for my course group. So I have a course group where I cover low carb, high fat, keto, omnivore, and carnivore, where like people who can't afford a consultation, they can go to that platform because it's only $15 a month. And there I do like mini consultations on Saturdays or Sundays. And then I have Ask Steph days where you can ask questions and whatnot. Is carnivore diet bad for gout? Oui, monsieur, definitivt. Du skulle inte äta så mycket protein, kött på carnivore. Det är en dålig dolik. It's a bad idea to do carnivore. Well, I'm lying. I just lied. If you friggin' do super high fat and be mega ketotic, then you can be fine doing carnivore with gout. Because you're going to be eating very like moderate to low protein. So consultations are good because I can actually talk to you and figure out how much protein you actually need. I prefer you just go to stephanieperson.com. I don't like to talk about my rates for the consultation on my, it just feels weird. It's like a used car salesman. I don't mind for the course, but let's just put it this way. I'm the cheapest consultation person you'll ever get. With the, like, anybody who's charging them dollars, you get every little penny plus you'll get in a consultation with myself, because I feel like I've really reached a good point of helping people. And I love it. I love talking and meeting people. Thank you, the Fasting Chronicles. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to do a workout video, you guys. I promise. Since people like some of my workout videos. I better go now. Thank you, everyone, for joining this chat. And don't forget to like up the stream for those who just came into my live stream. I'm about to leave now. I was talking about kidney pain, GFR, low kidney filtration rate, and what to do about it. If you got a poor kidney filtration, then be very high fat and very moderate to low protein and chew that food very slow. And if you need some lipase or protease, you'll break that stuff down and get your stress down, get yourself to bed early so you can catch the circadian rhythm so your body knows what to do. There's a lot of strategies to help. Or you can go to Let's Get Checked. This is where I sound like a used car salesman, but at least what I'm saying, I stand behind and that I believe in. Yes, let's get checked and get your GFR checked. All right. I'll put in the show notes so you guys know. And I'm out. Energy at 54, almost 55. And I'm about to move my fur babies to Tennessee on my new property. And I'm going to make more lifestyle vlog videos so you guys can see. I'm going to have to sit there and edit all day long. But so you, with music, and it's going to be fabulous. So you guys can see what it's like for a woman to leave California, leave the craziness and start a whole new life and build a whole new beautiful life, doing everything with cash. So no loans, and how to do it on the cheap. I'm gonna put a house together on the cheap, and it's gonna look beautiful. Energy, and I'm out. StephaniePerson.com. My Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person, and my Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. I'm out. Thank you guys for today. Don't forget to like up the stream. Put comments in the show notes below. Let me know the other subjects that you want me to talk about. And I'm out. Yeah.